Any little hints?
I don't know anything myself, so I wish I could.
Are you doing a Tom Holland right now? Are you doing a little lie?
Definitely not, definitely not.
You've heard it here first, guys. The new Marvel film is coming out.
Thank you.
Alright. Audio recording, yeah?
Yeah,
That was fun. I feel like I was really good at that. Hello everyone, welcome to In Denial with... Welcome back to In Denial with me, Oliver Zurich. This is episode 3, where we are going to be talking a little bit about body positivity, and I'm joined today by...
Molly.
And Connie.
Hi guys, so these two don't actually know each other. They're sort of meeting.
No.
Who are you?
We're
Nice to
soul
meet you.
sisters.
Nice to meet
Soul
you.
sisters. Ew, I hated
She
that.
didn't seem so
Okay,
sure.
so do you both want to explain how you know me and who are you? Tell us a bit about yourselves.
Is it just all about you, Ollie?
No, well...
Connie, you go first.
So I know Oliver because we both work at Shoe. We're both part-time supervisors. I'm a Gemini. I have a dog called Fred. Apparently that's important. I was told that earlier.
It is always important.
And yeah, not really much about me, to be honest.
Molly, hit us.
I know Oliver through this great little thing called college, where we are right now.
I don't know that. We're in a set right now that we built from scratch.
Yeah, on college. On college? At college.
On top of the
On
college.
top of the college. We're actually on the roof. The wind control is amazing.
Did you guys feel that?
Oh,
Go on, sorry, finish.
Storm Eunice. Anyway.
Eunice?
What is it?
Eunice.
Yeah, Storm yeah, anyway. So yeah, I know Ollie from college. We met last year. We've been friends ever since.
No, since your birthday.
Since my birthday, sorry. That was when I invited him to my birthday. But I am a Capricorn.
And you have a dog.
And my dog is called Rocket, who we
Yes.
just fed.
Okay, yeah, so these are my guests. We're going to be talking about body positivity, as I was just saying. Why do you think I invited you guys here today?
Because you think...
You tell us.
Oh.
I think you should off well.
Okay, I'll tell you. Basically, Oliver said, you're confident in your body, Connie, but kind of implied at the same time that I was a bigger girl. And then when I said, am I a bigger girl, he didn't say no. So that's why I'm here, apparently.
It's not that, like that.
It basically was.
We just want to make Ollie feel bad.
Okay, let's...
Yeah.
You could have chose a skinny bitch. That's what you meant to say. We're skinny.
Yeah, I chose you both because you're skinny legends.
But that is what people call people that are bigger. They call them skinny legends to try and make them feel better about themselves.
We'll get on to that in a minute. Okay, so when I say body positivity to you,
Yeah.
what is the first thing that you sort of think of? Any experiences, any stories? Tell us.
So for me, body positivity is like a whole social construct around social media. Maybe it was a thing beforehand, but it's basically like a bigger person or someone with like a certain feature about them post something online. It's basically seen as body positivity because they don't fit like society's like
Standards.
beauty standards or whatever. I think you could say body positivity is about like different aspects of your body and embracing it, but at the same time I don't think that it was really a thing before social media. Like self-confidence and like insecurities always have been, but it's been projected and like times by like 1,000 by social media to the point that there's been a body positivity movement. So I think body positivity is very like social media based, and it's normally quite condescending in my
Because
opinion.
you don't really, like a lot of people, like you saying that, you don't really like if someone who's bigger is walking on the street, you don't hear people shouting them, yes, skinny legend, oh my god, it's the latest.
Yeah,
always
literally
on
It's
just
all
social
over
media.
social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're literally just living their lives. Like, me taking a picture and posting it is just part of me living my life. But then you get all the people going, oh, good for you. And it's like, well, I'm just, yeah, thanks.
You're just living your life like any other
You just
normal
thought you
person.
looked fucking... Oh, sorry, I keep saying.
It's okay.
You just thought you looked amazing in that picture. That's
And
why
I did.
you posted it. You looked hot. It's not the fact that you want everyone to compliment you and go, oh, yes, you look so slim. Oh, my God, have you lost 10 pounds?
Also, if someone's going to compliment me, I'd rather they compliment me, like, on my face or my hair or on my outfit
You look
rather
nice
than
though.
Not your
my
personality
weight.
though. You don't really
Yeah,
get
it's not a great
compliments on
one.
that.
I'm a Gemini, so I've got multiple.
Okay, Molly, what do you think of when
Connie's
body positivity?
covered it, hasn't she, really?
Do you have any no experience? We'll get on to that
Body positivity, obviously, is social media. It's about weight. It can be about stretch marks. It can be about anything. Like you see celebrities, like paparazzi pictures. There was one of Tana Mongeau. She changes her name.
Yeah.
Where she didn't look like her Instagram pictures.
Yeah.
And everyone was like,
People
oh my
get
god, this is
clocked
what
a
she
lot
actually
for
looks
that.
like.
But that's like, remember that picture of Khloe Kardashian that went round of her in a bikini?
Yeah.
And like
before-
her nan posted it or something, and everyone was like, oh my god, like this is great. Like no one's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, you look amazing, as in like being really condescending. They're like, why are you photoshopping all your pictures? Why are you
Yeah.
like editing them so that you look like airbrushed and stuff? Because you look beautiful. Like you
Yeah.
don't need to do that.
Yeah.
And then like people who posted the pictures and like tweets and Instagram posts and stuff that got a lot of traction because they posted the picture, they ended up like being threatened to be sued by lawyers. So it's like, it's things like that that's like body positivity, is that like if it's not within society's standards, then it's like if you have that power, then it kind of, someone in that position, I feel like I'm just rambling, but someone in that position like should post pictures like that, I think.
Yeah.
Because they're preaching body positivity, but then on the same hand they're
Editing
their
photos,
photos to the point where they're unrecognisable
That's a
from
very,
what they
very
actually
good
look
point.
like.
There's
A lot of
yeah.
like you get all like the bigger like influencers and stuff, and like it's like in their Instagram pictures they're trying to be like this slim
Yeah, so I
person, but
Turner.
they shouldn't. Like you, and then you see all the paparazzi pictures,
Yeah.
and they still look amazing.
Someone that is amazing for showing their real body is a girl on Instagram called Marlin. She was on Love Island, one of the first seasons.
She had a miscarriage, didn't she?
She had a miscarriage, but she's so open and honest and like beautiful about her body. She posts pictures of her belly, like all the stretch marks.
Yeah.
She's open about the miscarriage. She's open about everything that's happened with her body.
But the thing is, like, people get hate for that. Like, people will get hate whether if they post pictures, like, all the Kardashians, they post all their photos, like, airbrushed and all nice, like you were saying, and you can see, like, the lines of where they've made their waist skinnier or something like that. But then people also get hate if they're posting their stretch marks, their
Honest
things
content.
like that. It's just not very fair.
People get hate for anything online, though. I think that's what everyone needs to know and be attentive.
But I just
of.
don't get... if someone wants to edit their photos, they can edit their photos. If someone wants to show off their
Yeah.
true body... then they
There's
can
always
do
going to be a
that.
hater for something out there.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing with like body image and body confidence as well.
Did
There's
you get
always
hate
gonna be
on...
someone.
Like, obviously, I don't know if you guys have got hate online, but do you ever get it from... Did you get it in school or anything?
I didn't get like
Was you
necessarily
guys this is about like weight in school if you ever were, because I was picked on a bit. It was just sort of like catty comments.
not really. Like I was always considered one of the bigger people, even though I don't consider myself to be bigger. Like I'm curvy and I'm chubby, but I'm not
Yeah.
like big. Not that there's anything wrong with being big, but
Yeah.
I wasn't petite, I wasn't slim, and it always felt like I kind of stood out because I did wear a size 14 rather than a size 10, like,
Yeah.
and size 14 is like the national average, but it's still looked down upon.
Yeah, you go to the shop and size 14's all sold out because everyone
Yeah,
is size 14.
I remember I went to Primark in Bexley Heath with my mum once. This was when I was like 14, and my mum was like, "Oh, do you not like everything we picked up? They didn't have anything over like a size 10." And the staff member in there said, "Oh, we don't stock anything bigger than that because only skinny girls shop here."
Really? Where was that?
That was in Bexley Heath Primark, like about 9-10 years ago.
A scandal.
But like, imagine
Wow.
walking into a shop where you're supposed to be able to buy clothes
Yeah.
and feel confident, and then have a member of staff turn around and say that to you. Like, it's not.
I would have
It's not what
literally
you need
I
to
would
do.
have been a
speak to the
Karen,
manager.
yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me? Can I have your
We're
manager?
just like, okay, fine. Like, we just won't shop here then, and like, I don't really go back
That's
to
awful.
Primark since that, because it's just, it feels like. But yeah, like things like that would happen. But also just like, and then you'd think, okay, well now I'm just a big girl, and then you'd carry that mentality around with you, so that even if people weren't trying to be mean or trying to leave you out because you were bigger or whatever,
Yeah.
when you had a comment like that in your head, things at school, like people, like especially like in changing rooms and stuff, like
Oh, I hated the changing
I
rooms.
hated the changing rooms.
like you would compare yourself to other people, and like I remember thinking, oh, they would be able to buy clothes in Primark, and it would
Yeah.
just make me feel really bitter.
It sort of sticks with you, yeah.
Yeah.
That just reminds me, like, it reminds me of, like, shopping online for stuff. It's like, no place is ever fits the same.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, obviously men don't have sizes, like, 4, 6, 8, 12,
Yeah,
whatever.
small,
It's like
medium,
literally
large.
small, medium, and large.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first got like a large t-shirt, I weren't even that young. And I was literally distraught. And I was literally like, oh my god, like I'm the fat kid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it like, I always thought, like when I was younger, I always thought because I'm short, I'm literally just like
Stumpy.
compressed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I'm short and
That was always the
it's like
excuse.
push me out. But then when I get taller, I'll like.
Well,
I've
even
always thought
even
that.
growing up, it was always when you get taller,
When you get taller,
you'll
be
slim
skinny,
down
yeah.
because you need to go through puberty. It's just because you're short at the
Exactly,
moment.
yeah.
I'm still short. I'm still not skinny.
Yeah. And the thing is, both my parents are short as well.
Yeah, but this is the thing. That kind of... I didn't really have experiences in school as much. It was more so my own feelings at home and stuff. Because my mum, same height as me, but she is petite. So she's quite skinny. She does have like... How old is she? She's 40. So she has a 40-year-old woman's body in the sense of, you know, body, fat, weight and stuff like that. But she's very petite. And growing up, it was always... Like, even at 11 years old, I'm in a bigger size than my mum. Why am I bigger than my mum?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And there was points in time, because I've been very up and down with my weight, because I've been through like operations and stuff like that, and disorders and stuff.
A lot, like when you was young or recent?
When I was 14, I lost so much weight. I ended up being size smaller than my mum, and I felt amazing because of it. But within myself, I was just so mentally not well, it wasn't good for me.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, a lot, like, you can complain about being bigger, and you're like, you might come in one day and be like, oh my god, I look so fat today, and then people could easily just say, well, why don't you go to the gym?
Yeah.
But I don't think it's like that. It's being bigger is sort of it's people who are bigger normally have like worse mentalities on life. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a lot of struggles, and it's not just about that you sit at home and eat loads of food. It's like you're actually going through something. People aren't just fat because they want to be fat.
No.
I think a lot of the time as well, people don't consider genetics.
Yeah.
Very true.
Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, go back in time and change, like, my whole heritage so that I'm only bred by skinny people? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, my mum isn't big in any sense of the word, but,
Yeah.
like, my mum is also, like,
It's about your build,
curvier.
your build
like,
and your bones.
Yeah. And, like, my dad's really tall, so I got my height from my dad, but in terms of like my size, I got it from my mum. And it's not necessarily anything that I can personally do. Yeah, sure, I can exercise and lose a bit of weight, but I'm still going to have the same figure. I'm still going to be like chubbier. I might have a higher cholesterol, or I might have like a slower, what do they call it? Metabolism, yeah. Because that's a genetic thing, and there's nothing you can do about that. And it's so easy to sit there and go to the gym, do this, do that, or like eat some fruit, whatever. But like at the same time, you know, people have mental illnesses, people have physical illnesses, people have like genes that stop them from being a certain way or make them a certain way. And I think it's so unfair to like...
Sorry, keep going.
To like stress that you're not okay, like you're not okay because of your genetics, like something that can't be helped.
Okay, so I do actually have some questions just to sort of ask.
I feel so
see
safe.
if you have any responses. If you don't, then don't worry.
Okay.
This one's a bit deep, but it's just, do you have any like difficult moments that you've had with your body, whether it's someone being mean to you about it, just any sort of difficult moments with either body positivity or something like inside your head?
Mine's always
internally?
inside the head.
Do you have any that sort of stick out?
It's because I have social anxiety. Obviously, in the last episode, your dad mentioned there's GAD, general anxiety disorder. Social anxiety is more all in the head, in the sense of that person's judging me, that person's doing this, that person's doing that. So because of that, my mind likes to trick me into thinking about every single little thing about myself.
Would you say you overthink, or?
Oh yeah. Even to the point where this morning when I was getting ready for this, I was running late as usual. But it's because I overthink about getting up, and then I overthink about what I'm wearing, I overthink about having to look good, I overthink when I'm in the shower, I've got to make sure I've got to wash my body, all that.
I always think that like I feel like I've got so many nooks and crannies that I'm like, if I don't wash it, I'm going to smell like shit.
Yeah, I've got so much going on in my head that I suppose it all comes down to body image, because I could take better care of myself in the sense of my body and stuff like that. But once again, because of the mind, I see myself leaning towards, you know, binge eating and like eating shit and not going to the gym, stuff
Yeah.
like that, when I could help myself.
Do you think that's just sort of your lifestyle, or do you think that sort of stems from something?
It stemmed from my anxiety, definitely. I used to be active. I was such a little tomboy in primary. I used to play football with all the boys, all of that. I did used to go to the gym when I was like 14, when I wanted to turn my life around. Something obviously went wrong because I'm still in the same dark spot. It's just about, I think my issue is that I don't push myself because I want to go to the gym, but then the body image thing comes in where I'm like, but I'll be the fattest person there.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, I get so insecure about going to the gym because I feel like
They're all
everyone's going to
these
be like,
bodybuilder
oh,
men.
this guy's here to lose weight.
I
Like,
bought a
clearly.
membership a few months ago. I went once. Everyone in there was so like lean and like muscular. Then you had me walking around like, how do I use this?
Yeah.
So my brother, sorry to interrupt, but my brother is a personal trainer.
Oh.
So like I have that like times 1,000. And like he's always like, oh, don't worry about it, Connie. Like everyone, like so many people go to the gym. Like I've got so many different kinds of clients who are looking for different kinds of things. But then I'm also like, yeah, but you and every single person you work with are like super fit, super healthy. Like he's, I don't want to hype my brother up, but he's quite muscular.
Yeah.
He
and
is. I've seen it.
okay.
Call me Jack.
But yeah, and I feel like obviously I don't know speaking on terms in as a woman, but like for men, I always see men at the gym who are like 6-pack, drink protein shakes, like eat protein bars. And if I was a man, and obviously I know that I probably still have a similar kind of lifestyle because I'm like, it's not really
It's not to do with your gender, your lifestyle,
it's like mentality and stuff like that. But I think that if I was a man, I would struggle on that front as well, because I'd be like, right, well, I don't go to the gym and I don't have a 6-pack, so therefore, like, what does that?
Do you know what I mean? I get that. Like, you feel like you're a bit left out. Do you know? You feel like you're an outsider. You don't feel like you are who you're meant to be. It's like a couple of times in my life, it's like where I've like tried to lose weight, like a lot during lockdown. I was like, okay, this is my moment. I was like, this is it
but
for
then I
me.
just put it all
And like my dad was like buying gym equipment and stuff, and I was just like, I used to just lay in bed and be like, I just can't do it. And every time I was down there, I would just cry and be like, this is just not me.
I bought one of them TikTok hula hoops.
Oh my god, I've got one.
I used it
The weighted
twice.
ones.
Yeah.
I've got pink on. But like I just remember I used to be like, it's not me, because like, and I think that made me sort of realise, like being in lockdown made me sort of realise that as much as I'm not the skinniest person in the world, I'm happy. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like I've sort of developed a sense of style and wear clothes that make me feel good.
How does it feel to be happy?
I wouldn't say happy. That's pushing it.
No, I'm definitely not happy, but I mean
you're confident
happy.
at a point with your body now,
Yeah,
aren't you?
I think I'm at a point.
It's acceptance.
you
I
have
think.
lost
Because do you know what I
weight.
realised? I look back at like stuff literally that you can see all along here. It's like here, at the start of the year, it was just not. It's just not what. Like I feel like I look fat there, and that makes me feel good about myself.
I mean, I've known Oliver like a year, and I've seen his confidence come on in leaps and bounds. But like, obviously, like lifestyle changes.
Yeah.
You're not at school anymore. I don't know if work helps you with confidence and stuff, because you have to talk to customers. You have to put yourself out there and be perceived. Like the whole thing is like, I don't want to be perceived. But like you don't have a choice
of the company.
in that situation. You don't have a choice, and I know that my confidence in terms of my image and like not worrying about like caring what anyone thinks and things like that has definitely changed. And like I see it in you. Like, you walk in and you're like, oh my god, I look so fat. But like on the same hand, you're saying I look so skinny the same amount of times.
Do you know what I think it is? I think it's what I like to do is I'm delusional. Hello. Like I'm always.
We're not
like,
actually here right now.
Yeah, if I no, that's illusion.
You're gonna make me weep.
I'm illusional. No, I'm delusional. So if that day I actually generally do feel like bigger and I feel like I look fat, I'm just in my head I'm like, oh my god, hi skinny. I like look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh my god. And I literally just constantly, because if I keep telling myself
Like positive affirmation.
I mean, yeah, it's probably not the best thing to do, so you shouldn't do it, but that's how I sort of cope. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, oh my god, skinny legend.
Well, I have moments at work where in my house, in my mirror, I'm like, you know what, I look good. I look slim with my thing tied around my waist.
Yeah.
There's one mirror in the bathroom that my toilet's at work. I walk past and I just go, I can't look at it because it's like a funhouse mirror. It's awful.
We have a mirror, like as you walk out the back.
Yeah.
There's like a
you know those
like,
ones where you're driving and they have them on lampposts so you
Yeah.
can see around corners.
or like
yeah.
at train stations, so you
Yeah.
can sort of see around the corner so you don't walk into people.
Oh, it's so warped, and it's the
awful.
angle that
it's
it's
like
at.
wide lens. It's like, and you walk up to it and you're like, and then you have to go talk to a customer for 20 minutes,
Yeah.
and you're knowing in your head, oh my god, I actually.
I'm gonna have to walk past that to go get another
Yeah.
shoes.
Exactly.
Our
Yeah.
bathroom is right by like the main bar area where everyone is. I walk out and I just can't make eye contact. So I'm like, oh my god, is this what I look like?
That is.
But then I look in the coffee machine reflection and I'm like, oh, maybe she's skinny.
I always do that,
She's
like,
not.
or I'll look in my phone and like when it's a black screen, I'm like, hi, I'm like, hi you. I always
Hey,
do
you.
that. Like I think it's from certain like, you sort of learn when you're someone
Yeah.
who struggles with confidence in your body. You sort of learn how to, if you're taking photos, you learn how to pose.
Yeah.
If you're doing some like you know how to dress yourself. Do you know what I mean? I feel
Yeah.
like people who are bigger people have better style. Period.
See, I don't think I know how to dress myself. I wear this because of my body confidence, my body issues. I wear the same outfits all the time. I wear oversized things other than to work because I have to wear. Obviously, I can't wear like a big apron.
Yeah.
I've got to wear
I
everything.
used to. I remember like a couple of years ago when I was in school, like when I was in like year 10, I used to watch Love Island and be like, oh my god, I want to be like them boys in there, and wear skinny jeans, like spray paint on skinny jeans. And I remember I had a grey pair of skinny jeans,
No, I like your style.
and then this top from New Look, it was a yellow top,
Oh,
And-
Oliver.
and I was like, I used to put it on, and I used to be like, oh my god, I look so good right now. Thinking back, you could see.
And you looked like that.
No, that's not bad.
No, but that was what you looked like when you thought of this.
Yeah. That is what I looked like when I thought I was
Little
serving
Ollie.
in spray painted on jeans. But thinking about like, oh my god, wait, I lost my point. I used to think that was like the peak of my
Yeah.
like, what I was gonna look like. I was like, if I just embrace
Yeah.
how big my legs are. Also, okay, sorry, I'm just talking a lot of story. I'm telling a lot of stories. I remember once in school I was doing PE. It was the first, like I had to do this PE lesson because we wasn't on goals. I can play with my frisbee. We was on the field and I wore shorts and I wore socks and I pulled them
I
up.
hate PE.
And I remember
Yeah,
this
that's-
guy said to me, he was like, I'm not going to say his name actually. He was like, why do your legs just go like that? And
It's like why you don't wear shorts anymore.
that's why I don't really like to wear shorts anymore, because
Oh.
he was like, your legs don't go like in, your legs just go like that. And I remember like wanting the ground to like swallow me up.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
stupid comments like that, like you internalize, I feel
Yeah.
like, and then it just, as much as you want to think, oh, it doesn't affect you, like it definitely.
And you never forget
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Like
it
5 years
definitely
later, I
affects
still
you.
remember.
Well, even
Yeah.
with certain outfits, you remember things. If someone complimented me in an outfit, you bet I'm going to wear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Really
me. That's
easy.
me. Like waiting for my outfit from Monday when
Yeah.
you told me I look skinny to be washed. I'm not gonna wear it again.
Do you have like a day do you wear the same outfits all the time? like me?
Not really. Like I have like.
You wear like the same pieces, but you sort of swap it
Swap
out.
it.
with
Yeah,
different
so
styles.
like
See, I'm girly, so-
I find like a pair of jeans and then I'll wear that pair of jeans for like 3 months straight.
Yeah.
And then I think, what did I wear before these jeans? But like for me personally, because I've got like a bigger chest, like when I wear like baggy clothes, like I see like skinnier girls wearing baggy t-shirts, like dresses that make them like not like dresses, but like that are long and that they
Yeah.
can just wear with nothing, or like guys when they wear baggy shirts, but like because of how big my chest is, like it comes out and then it just hangs from my
Yeah,
chest,
and
so
then
it makes
you
me
feel
feel
bigger.
huge. So
Yeah.
I
It just sort of
kind
creates that like sort of box.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a box shape, yeah. And I'm just like, okay, so I'll wear something either low cut or I wear a crop top, or even if I do have a baggy top, like Oliver will tell you, like I'm at work and I'm like tying my top up,
Yeah.
so that it's like it comes to like my waist,
Under the things, yeah.
And I'm just like, because that kind of is my only kind of hang up. But again, like what I was saying earlier about genetics, it's very much a genetic thing. Like
Yeah.
obviously losing weight, putting on weight does affect it somewhat, but I was born to have bigger boobs, like.
That just made me reminded me, like, obviously I've got quite I was gonna say different style, but like not like that, but like I
So
was
edgy.
like, I remember. Okay, so as I was trying to say, when I sort of like changed my wardrobe up, I was like, let me go for baggy t-shirts. But when it's sort of like similar to how you were saying it fits, it sort of drops down and then it keeps like, it shows that I have literal boobs. Do you know what I mean?
What
And it would
copy
like cling, it would like cling onto here, and then I'd be like, oh my god, I
Yeah.
can't do this. But then if I wear something tight,
It's the same.
it
like
shows
like-
everything,
Yeah.
and
Around
I
the
hate it. So it was hard for me to find like an in between
Yeah.
Yeah.
of everything, because I'd be like, oh my god, let me wear large t-shirts
Yeah.
and large jumpers, because
It just hides
Well,
everything.
I wear oversized stuff. This is massive. It literally
is.
makes my shoulders. It's massive on me, but I wear it as a sort of comfort and a scapegoat. But when I wear tight stuff, I find it so much more flattering on me, but I just don't know why I do it. Like I have this dress that's tight around this area, but then goes loose. And it's got a bit of cleavage. It's lovely. Cleavage. I can't speak English.
Isn't that a place in America? Cleveland.
Yeah, it's got a bit of cleave.
Bit of clover.
But it's
or
such
leaf.
a lovely dress, and I used to wear tight things all the time. Excuse me.
She just shut the door. It was open.
Oh, sorry guys.
Thought we was gonna
Quiet
get
on set.
interrupted. Can't set. We're gonna, as you were saying,
Go on.
you were
Cleavage.
saying about Cleveland.
Oh, yeah.
Cleavage.
About Cleveland. So it's back when I was younger.
When you used to wear like tights.
I swear, I used to be a little hoe, for lack of better other words. I was literally 14 and I'd go out with my friends. I'd wear jean shorts, high-waisted jean shorts that were like rolled up to the top,
Yeah.
a belly top with my whole midriff out, and I'd walk around the streets gallivanting around with all these boys, and it was the peak of my confidence because all these boys were obsessed with me. It made me feel so good.
See,
But it was when I was dressed like that.
yeah, see, this is the thing. I think a lot of also like body positivity and like confidence, especially when you get to a certain age, is like, for want of a better word, like how bangable you are.
Validation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I know that like a lot of guys have not necessarily rejected me in the past, because I wouldn't go for guys like that anyway, but have said that they don't want to like be with me in any way, just completely out of context. Like we're just having a normal conversation. They're like, oh, by the way,
Yeah.
like I would never go there with you because I only sleep with skinny girls.
Yeah.
And it's like things like
Someone
that.
said that to you?
Yeah. Like
Oh.
or like it's
Don't you think it's so weird how you just said that so casually?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Why
it's
is that
so
thing?
like you.
yeah, like
that
everyone
you-
else
only
is shocked,
sleep
and I'm
with
just like,
skinny
okay.
girls.
You're just like, yeah, someone said that to me
because
before.
it's like it's been said, it's been implied, and it's like a lot of things come from like sexual validation.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what makes you think I would want to sleep with you anyway?
Exactly.
But being
like-
attractive
Yeah.
makes people feel confident.
Yeah.
Knowing
Do you know
that
what I think-
someone thinks you're
Yeah,
attractive.
definitely.
That's just made me think like a lot of, you know, people's types have changed like sort of since, if you go back a couple of years. People like people who have curves and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and I think that's especially for women. But with men, you don't really see a lot of girls who are like, oh, I'd go for someone who's a bit bigger. Yeah, you see like, oh, I'd go for
Are
a
you
dad
joking?
bod.
Oh yeah, so I was
You-
just about
you'd
to say
you
dad
see
bod.
people like, oh yeah, I'd go for a dad bod, but like that's not.
But like the dad bod is still,
a dad bod is literally just like a little pouch.
Yeah.
You don't see you
and the
don't see-
arms.
the dad bod, in my opinion, like from what I know of what like other people find attractive, but like the dad bod in my opinion is like people who have previously been toned but then started to put on a bit of weight.
Yeah.
So you can kind of tell that they were once.
But then in
like,
the first
a
place,
gym
you've got to be
freak.
toned.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
this-
mean?
yeah,
So that's
that's
still,
what I mean.
you're still basically going for someone who is.
But then
fit.
if you're just naturally like a bigger person, I don't think that's considered necessarily dad bod. Like
Yeah.
you're skinny with like a tiny bit of belly, whereas if you're like chunkier thighs or like
Thighs are beautiful.
bigger arms or something, that's not considered dad bod.
Yeah.
So I think it's like, obviously I can only speak from like perspective of looking out in, but like dad bod to me is still a toned person who's just put on a bit of weight rather than a bigger person.
I think. Obviously,
Also, sorry, I hate the fact that it's called a dad bod, because why is it like acceptable on middle-aged men but not on like, do you know what I mean?
Yes, that is
Yeah.
so true.
Like, oh yeah, like you have to have been through life, you have to have been fit at one point in
You
your
had
life.
to have had
Dad
a child,
bod.
birthed
Yeah.
a child. No,
Yeah.
not birth.
Birth.
You had to have had a
Created a
child,
child.
to be allowed to have a dad bod.
Yeah.
I hate it. I'm over it. I don't want a dad bod.
I was gonna say.
I don't want a dad.
Obviously, I don't have one.
How did I know we was gonna get there one way or another?
One way or another, she's got to bring up her father issues. Anyway, I was going to say, obviously, we've touched on the female body issues stuff, but obviously men do go through it as well. Like, our friend, in our friend group, Finn, maybe believe his name, he goes through a lot of struggles with his body because he's tall and he's slim.
yeah, it's not always the people who are a bit bigger. Sometimes
No,
people
sometimes
struggle.
skinny people do.
Yeah, I think that's an important
yeah.
thing to touch on. Like, I know someone in my mind, who sort of like has always wanted to like put on weight.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes I felt bad because I would rant to them about how fat I feel and how like I want to lose weight and I want to be this skinny person. But then I wouldn't let them talk. Whenever they'd be like, "Oh, I want to put on weight," I'd be like, "Oh my god, shut up."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it makes me feel bad thinking about it now because you're not considering someone else's feelings who's basically feeling the exact same way as you.
Well, the person that I'm on about, they want to put on weight, but they can't. They try.
I also think that, like, it's kind of sad that, like, obviously there is such a thing as skinny privilege, but it doesn't mean that they're happy.
Very
yeah.
true.
And I think that it's very important to remember that, yes, you might have skinny privilege, yes, you might be considered more attractive, but that doesn't mean necessarily mentally that they're in a place of confidence just because society tells them that they can be confident.
Because they're
skinny.
body.
Yeah, like, doesn't mean that they necessarily are confident or that they don't struggle. And I think it's very easy, as you said, to like invalidate that because you're like, oh, shut up. Like, everyone thinks you're beautiful.
Yeah.
But then how do you know that not everyone's thinking that about you as a bigger person?
Very true. Something else I wanted to sort of touch upon was about people being labelled as fat when they're just muscly. Because you get that a lot with, I'd say you get that a lot with women who, you know, do sports.
Yeah, it's more
Olympians.
like my whole female family have big bones.
Yeah.
And not so much muscle. I have muscly like calves. Like my calves, they're not fat. They are brick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So sorry, they are muscle.
She's like, I could knock someone out with these.
Not to brag, but guys.
Not to brag, but
if
my
you want to kill anyone, use my calf.
A footballer wants my calves. Anyway.
That's a big statement.
That's a big statement. That's the quote of the day. In bold, a footballer wants
I don't want to
my
edit that on there.
calves.
Just remember it.
Just remember it. Where was that going? Oh yeah, big
Sorry,
bones.
I'm pretty struggling to open my bottle. Go on.
So my shoulders quite wide. Like if you took all my skin off or my fat away, my skeleton would still be big boned.
Yeah, I've got
That's
the same.
what
I've
it
got quite
comes
wide
down
shoulders.
to.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're the same, I don't know if you do have big bones, obviously you said hereditary, metabolism and stuff like that. That is what I like to tell myself makes me look a bit more wider than, say, someone that was slim. Because if I lose weight, I've lost weight and I've still had large shoulders, large hips, muscular calves. So, I don't remember what the question was, Ollie, but my point is that
it was about muscles and stuff.
Yeah.
Like about
But I also think just on the same side of as men, like, I know that like rugby players and stuff like that, if they were to go to the doctors and do a BMI test, or if they were going to stand
what
on
is a BMI test?
like body mass index, if you do that, like, or you know, prime example is the We Fit telling everyone they were obese.
Oh my god, that was my fear as an 8-year-old child. That was my fear. That was my fear.
Do you know, I used to never play
8-year-old.
Wii Sport. Do you know, I used to think that
We Fit.
all the Wii games, like Wii Party, Wii Sports, Wii anything, would make me lose so much weight.
They didn't do shit.
The way I was swinging that remote around, I was like, oh my god.
That was me with Just Dance. I was like,
yeah.
Just
you know
beat it.
You know the dance machines at the arcade?
Yeah.
When you used to be like, I used to be like, yeah.
Yeah. No copyright, sorry.
Yeah, please don't. Sorry, what was you saying?
Yeah, but like you get people like that. We fit aside. You get like rugby players and people like that who are considered clinically obese purely because of the weight of their muscles, rather than the fact that they're fat. And it's upsetting because like
they train their whole lives to sort of get to that point.
And then that label is not necessarily for them. I don't know anyone that I can like comment on, but like to outsiders, that label is seen as a very negative thing. It's like the word fat is literally an adjective.
Yeah.
You could say, oh, I had a fat burger last night for dinner. That's a great thing.
Because
you could
it's a
say,
big burger.
you could say, oh, I look fat today. Suddenly it's bad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like all of those words like carry so much meaning when you don't actually know the reason behind it or like the context of the word.
I feel like if I went to the doctors and looked at the scale, which I don't do, I would probably be counted as a beast because it's a beast.
A beast.
Yeah, with those calves.
As obese, because it's about how it's distributed as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of my height, all my weight is packed into that little space. If someone was taller and they had my weight, they'd be skinny.
Yeah.
Like you see them TikToks about a size 16 and like a 5'2" girl and a 5'8" girl both being size 16 wearing the exact same outfit.
And it looks completely different.
Yeah.
They're the same size, but it's how it's distributed.
Yeah.
But because of my height, I think I would be counted as overweight.
Yeah. Okay, so another question I had, which I don't think will really you'll actually have an answer to. But you're right, get comfy.
Yeah.
On my set, in my street. No, I'm joking.
I need
Anyway.
someone to rest my calves.
They're too heavy.
They're too heavy. Is that a fat joke?
No,
That was a muscle
Live
joke.
on air.
That was a muscle joke, guys.
Cut that bit. So do you guys have any role models, or do you see anyone as a role model for people who are maybe younger, going through struggles that you might have been through, or something like that?
Billie Eilish. She's so... Oh. Oliver has left the building.
I left the building because I stand Billie Eilish so much for what she's done with her life.
Beautiful.
Listen to Not My Responsibility on Spotify right now. Please pause the video and go listen to it.
You don't even have to come back to us.
Yeah, don't even come back. Just
go
listen
stream
to Billie's
Billie.
album, please.
And then stream Harry Styles after.
Right, go on.
But Billie, her body is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And obviously, when she was younger, she used to wear loads of baggy clothes.
Yeah, but she still does though. Didn't she only recently turn?
She still sticks with what she knows.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
what
well,
she knows
she's
suits
comfortable
her.
with.
But there was a lot of...
But she's comfortable like that when that Vogue.
When she did the
cover
lingerie
came out.
one.
Yeah.
But
She
even
did
at the
lingerie.
Met Gala recently, and she was
With
wearing
her
that
boobies.
corset with her
Yeah,
cleavage
she
out.
looked
Yeah.
amazing.
That's what I mean. She's a bigger chest
right.
girl. She's a bigger chest girl, and she is beautiful.
Period.
That's all I can say about Billie.
I don't really have anyone because I'm old, and I'm not.
All of our role models died about 8 years ago.
They're all part
John
of the
Lennon.
27. Okay, if you use my name and John Lennon's name in the same sentence, that's an insult. But anyway.
Someone I wanted to say was.
Okay, cool.
Oh, sorry, I thought you was done. Oh, go on.
Because I'm old, I don't really follow pop, and I'm not really into it anyway. I never really was, but I don't really follow pop culture and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, guilty pleasure is Kardashians through and through.
Did you watch last night's episode?
Yeah, Travis
So
got
good.
me. Oh
So
my
good.
god. Anyway, but in terms of image wise, I don't really have anyone. A lot of people have said that girl from Euphoria, what's her name? Barbie.
I wanted to move on. I wanted to go
Bobby
on to that.
Ferrar.
Yeah, I don't know what her name is.
I've
but
got
she's
a
gorgeous.
couple things about an article that I read.
a lot of people have said to me oh, you could be like her, and I'm like, what does that mean?
Because you're a fat bitch.
Yeah, because because we're both curvy.
Yeah.
But I'm also at the same time, I'm also even if they're a bigger person or they're confident in showing off things about themselves that aren't necessarily beautiful in society standards, I still find myself comparing myself to them.
Yeah.
So even if it's and obviously that's no fault of their own, that's kind of how I'm wired and what I do, but I think for me personally, it's just best to avoid it. I can be oh my god, you look amazing, but at the same time, I don't look at loads of different pictures of people because I'm right, so her boobs look great there, but I bet you if I wore that same top, it wouldn't look as good.
Yeah.
You know, or oh my, even down to hair and stuff. Oh my god, her messy bun is amazing. My messy bun literally looks
It's
like
a greasy mess.
yeah, literally looks like I've been in a coma for 3 weeks.
It's a bird's nest.
There was a couple of celebrities, I'd say A-list celebrities I wanted to bring up, them being Lizzo and Adele. So you've got two quite different ends of the spectrum there. Lizzo obviously is a bigger lady and she shows off her body and she's confident in her body and she makes songs about her, about how she's confident in it. And then you've got Adele, someone who said that they were confident in their body back when they were bigger and now has lost all this weight and is even happier. Do you guys have any...
You can be happy and lose... If you want to lose weight and it makes you happy to lose weight...
Yeah.
As long as you're doing it
But
healthily,
do you
Just
think...
like-
no
Because
issue.
I remember seeing a lot of things on Instagram, is people... were oh my god, I was a fan of Adele for the fat girls, do you know what I mean? And now she's gone all skinny on me.
Yeah, it's they weren't. It was being a bigger girl was her brand, kind of, and now a lot of people don't see her as Adele. They just see her as something else that the industry has churned out. Because with Lizzo, obviously, what she's doing is amazing. She's singing about it. She's wearing what she wants. She doesn't really care. doesn't seem to care anyway what people think.
Yeah.
But Adele never really had that brand anyway. She was just bigger.
Yeah.
Like, whereas Lizzo's whole brand is about body positivity, like confidence in herself, confidence in being whatever shape or size you are. Whereas Adele did heartbreak songs, like did breakup songs, did never once, from my knowledge, have Adele's lyrics been written about her own experience with body confidence, her own experience with being a bigger girl. Like,
do you think that's something she should have done? Do you think
no,
she should have had?
She doesn't. It's like they're.
I don't think it's an
like
obligation.
skinny people having to have a skinny role model.
Yeah.
I remember
Anyone
once
could
there
be a
was
role
like
model.
Meghan Trainor. There's this one Meghan Trainor interview. It's so iconic. She was like, because Meghan Trainor, I wouldn't consider Meghan Trainor a bigger girl at all.
No,
but like
she's got big muscles.
Yeah, like Meghan Trainor did an interview when she first like came out. I can't remember what her first song was, but it was about being.
Your lips are moving.
I'm all about that, baby.
Yeah, because that was about being like kind of a bigger girl.
Curvy girl.
And she once said to like in that kind of era of her, she went to an interview, and this isn't a direct quote. I can't remember exactly what the quote is, but she was like, "I tried to have an eating disorder, but I got hungry." And it's things like that. Like, firstly, you can be a big person with an eating disorder.
Yeah.
Secondly, you can have an eating disorder and eat. But also, like, you don't have to make it your brand. You don't have to. Being a bigger person, that's not just what you're about.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if someone came up to you and were like, "Oh, Oliver, you're not like a stereotypical, like, bulky, like, big man." And then what actually is good about you, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
You're just not manly.
Why do I feel like he was actually asking me that?
Ollie, why aren't you manly?
No, I'm joking. I completely agree with everything you said. I think Lizzo hasn't necessarily made her being a bigger girl her brand, but she's sort of
embraced it more.
mixed it in to make it like she doesn't care. But something like, as you were saying, that we don't really know if she is actually going through something. Do you know what I mean? Because you look at like celebrities like Adele, who might have been like, you might look at old interviews and they might have been really confident in their body, and then suddenly they lost all this weight in quite a short amount of time. That could be happening to Lizzo right now, and it sort of hurts your heart a little bit. Who's someone who seems
so confident
and happy in their body, might be going through things internally.
I also think that with like celebrities and celebrity culture and stuff, regardless of whether it's about like how like their body image or kind of like the things they get up to, or like how like the brands that they own, like, you know, you see like, I'm going to bring back the Kardashians, but like you see the Kardashians driving these huge cars and living in these massive houses, but that's only a snippet of their life.
And it's sort of, for like young people, it might make younger people feel like they have to be this skinny, curvy person to be able to be this successful.
It's like Kim Kardashian, like with the Met Gala, because she wore that old Marilyn Monroe dress.
Yeah.
And Marilyn Monroe at the time was considered like a bigger girl, and Marilyn Monroe has always, like through the last like 50, 60 years, been considered one of like the curvier celebrities. Like, oh, you know, you think about like the supermodels of our time and then think back to like Marilyn Monroe times, and it was like, oh, but like Marilyn Monroe didn't have to worry about her size. There's practically nothing
you didn't know her.
There's but there's also practically nothing on. I did. I'm well old.
I saw it in my dream last night.
Connie did. They went way back.
But like, there's not a lot of Kim Kardashian. Like, and she was saying that she had to like starve herself for 3 weeks to get into that dress. Yeah. Firstly, why are you starving yourself to get into a dress? It's not that deep.
Yeah.
Because she thinks she's the Marilyn Monroe of our generation.
She lost 16 pounds
in like 3 weeks.
In 3 weeks.
But also it kind of shows you how society standards change, because Marilyn Monroe was considered a bigger girl at the time.
But she's
I didn't know that. I always thought she was like the skinny, sort of like legend.
I think it wasn't that she was a bigger girl. She was very curvy.
Yeah.
And that wasn't really a thing, because it was the same time as like, I don't know if you've ever heard of her, but like one of the first supermodels, Twiggy.
Yeah. Twiggy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
who was literally like very tall, very skinny.
Literally Twiggy,
basically.
Period.
But like then you bring that back to people like Lizzo and like Adele, and it's like, you don't know what they're confident in. You don't know that Adele isn't as confident now as she was before, or as insecure now as she was before. And like, I think that like, it's very easy to sit there and be like, oh, but like Adele lost all this weight, so she couldn't have been happy before. Doesn't mean she wasn't happy, or doesn't mean that she isn't happy now.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Okay, so I wanted to sort of like circle back to.
We're just getting comfy.
Oh, that's alright. It's gonna get comfy, guys.
Put your arm around me, Connie.
Going
No.
back to
Connie.
I don't do human contact.
guys, I'm literally trying to
So
host
sorry. Going back
We're
to.
just expressing our love for each other's bodies.
So going back to the Euphoria thing that you mentioned earlier, Connie. So there was a scene in Euphoria where Kat, who was played by Barbie Ferreira, I believe that's how it's spelled, dealt with insecurities largely surrounding her image and the ability to love and embrace herself for who she is. Whoa, I came off the picture.
That's the and the one where she had all the models shouting at her.
Yeah, so basically what this scene is Kat's sort of feeling a bit rough that day and she's binge eating, I believe. And then I think all these models who are like real models in real life or real influencers in real life sort of come up around her and start telling her that she's amazing and she's like perfect, like, oh my god, you need to learn to love yourself. And then what Kat is doing is that she's sort of fighting off and saying, I literally hate myself.
Yeah.
And I think it sparked a lot of conversation about like toxic body positivity, and how a lot of skinny influencers are always going off at the bigger girls saying that you're amazing, like you're so skinny, what do you mean?
Mm.
But or like, I wish I had your body, and it actually makes the person who is being told that feel a lot worse about themselves. So have you guys heard about that? Do you?
I've seen the scene and I saw the discussion. I'm not sure how I feel on it.
Yeah.
Because, like I mentioned before, skinny people do sometimes wish they were bigger.
Yeah.
Because they're not happy with the way they look.
But when it's coming from a girl who is an influencer who has thousands
I think
and
it's
thousands
like
For
of
the way
followers.
she looks.
Like what I was saying like earlier about how it can be a very condescending thing. Like in the same breath that you might be saying like, oh, but you're so skinny, like you're this, you're that. Like, I'm not skinny. If someone turned to me and said, like, in genuine sincerity, like, if someone was like, oh, skinny queen, I'd be like, oh, thanks, girl. But, like, I wouldn't, in the same sentence, be like, Connie, what are you worried about? You're so skinny. I'd be like, well, no, I'm not. And it's fine that I'm not.
Yeah.
And it's, like, the expectation that, like, oh, it's so fine that you're fat. Like, I know it's fine.
But you
But
don't
you
need
tell-
to say that.
but you telling me
That's something else I
that-
wanted to say. Like, do you
Yeah.
think that it's not? One of the questions I had was, do you think it's right for people to comment on your bodies, big or not, small or not, anything? Do you think it's right? Yes or no? Just say it and then we'll discuss.
I think a compliment, yes, but it has to be worded carefully because it can be very backhanded.
Yeah.
Mm.
I say. I
Personally,
say no.
personally for me, I thrive off validation.
Yeah.
So, like, if someone came up to me and was like, oh, Connie, I love your outfit today. But in that respect, like, oh, that outfit looks really nice on you.
I think
rather than you coming up to me and going, oh, Connie, like, you don't look like you have a belly today. Like, then I'd be like...
stuff like that, hell no.
Yeah.
So if someone comes up to me and says, you've got a nice bum, I'd be like, thanks.
I think what
And that's because I'm slightly overweight.
what I sort of like experience is that if someone gives me a compliment, I genuinely deflect it.
Yeah.
And if someone comes in and be like, oh my god, your outfit today. Like, there was a time a couple of weeks ago where I came in and you were like, oh my god, Oliver, you look so skinny. Like,
yeah.
because of what I was wearing, something I was wearing. And every time someone would say it to me, I'd just be like, no, I don't. No, I don't.
Yeah,
no,
but you have lost weight. Do you not like people saying it to you then? Is that what it is?
I think I love a compliment. Hello, everyone does. But I don't like...
Raising awareness
I think
to
it's
it.
the awkwardness of it.
Yeah, like, oh yeah.
Like someone saying, oh, you look so skinny today.
Because that
like,
means
so
someone
did yesterday,
noticed that you were
yeah,
bigger.
yesterday
one
did I
day.
look fat,
Yeah.
or did a couple of weeks ago was I bigger?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think it's sort of more that. I think I sort of struggle.
It's the insecurities that mentally can stem from...
Yeah.
Like, they might not... They're not turning around and going, oh, Oliver, you look really skinny today. Yesterday, you look really fat. But it's like, because it's left open-ended... Firstly, the kind of person that you are, some people might not even think about that. Like, some people might not even think like, oh, does that mean I looked fat yesterday? But like, also because it's left open-ended, it leaves room for interpretation, and like that's what I mean. Like, compliments can be quite condescending, so it has to be very kind of, as in, like, obviously I don't think anyone means a compliment in a bad way, but it has to be very kind of...
It has to be worded
right, and you have to be aware of what you're saying, because a compliment can lead to like 1,000 other things, like, oh, your hair looks really nice today. Okay, does nothing else look nice then? You know, that kind of thing.
Because then it's like what we were saying, like, near the start, is about overthinking. It's like, are you just overthinking, like, asked if someone complimented me, and I was like, oh no, I don't. Oh my god, wait, do they think this looks wrong? This looks wrong.
Well, 10 years ago, when I was 9 years old, I got a family member said, "Oh Molly, you look like you've slimmed down." I was 9. That still plays in my head every time I see the man.
Really?
So it is about how it takes a hold on you, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that my great granddad, I remember once I like walked past him and he was like, "Oh, you could lose a little bit," and I used to be like thinking of it now, I'm like, he was an old man, and my mum said to me that he used to say it to everyone. He's like, he used to literally say it all the time, but when in that moment, I literally went to the bathroom and I was like, oh my god, my own family think I'm this fat mess.
Yeah, like my I don't call her my nan because we all hated her, but like my granddad's wife, she once said to me like, "Oh, Connie, you need to either lose a bit of weight or grow 6 foot."
Oh.
And I think I was about 13.
Yeah, I was about to ask what your family's like approaches are to the fact that maybe, I don't know how to word it, because you look at us, we're not. I'm not skinny.
You're not conventional.
I'm not conventional skinny.
Yeah.
And my mum, she does always go, "Molly, you need to eat better. Molly, you need to start like doing stuff for yourselves."
Yeah, I think my family. So like my mum's side. So my mum's side's quite small. My nan, she lives like quite far away. So we go see her every now and then. And every time I see her, she's like, "Oh my god, Oliver, you've lost so much weight." Like, and it's when someone sort of pulls you aside and is like, "You look good. Like, you look like you've lost weight." Instead of just sort of, I think it's more of a personal thing when someone just blurts out, "Oh my god, Oliver, you look so skinny!" Like in front of my whole family, I'm just like, "Oh my god, I just hate it."
Yeah.
See, my mum is like, my mum's not a bigger person, but my mum has always struggled with her weight, like always. I know that she always tells me like stories of when she first met my dad, and my dad would be like, "Let's go out for food," and she wouldn't want to go out anywhere because she'd be worried she wouldn't be physically controlling the portion sizes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's something going on there that's never been really unpacked, but it's always very much there. Like even to the point where like I've lost like just over a stone within the last 6 months, but firstly that's because I came off a medication that I'd been on for like 5 years, so that's a factor. Secondly, because I now work full time, part of which is in a stock room where I'm having to carry big boxes, heavy boxes. I'm just a bit more active.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because I'm not eating badly or whatever, but like my mum, like for example, even like this morning, she went to Slimming World last night and she was like, "Connie, do you want to do Slimming World with me?"
Yeah.
And I was like, no, not really. She's like, "But why not?" And I'm like, well, firstly, I don't want to go and sit there and be weighed in front of a whole group of people and then be told, "Oh, you did really well this week. Oh, you didn't do so good this week." Yeah. And she was like, well, you don't have to come to that. You can just like
do the tracking,
do the meals and stuff like that. And
I lost weight when I did that.
And like it's good, but at what point, especially when you've kind of got a history of mental illness and insecurities and stuff, at what point does it become consuming?
Yeah.
And like that's just not a risk that I'm willing to take. So like in terms of like family wise, I would say that like I've got a brother who's a personal trainer, I've got a dad who's a fitness freak, and I've got a mum who is always on a diet.
So is my mum. Yeah. And
I'm like, and it's hard to be around sometimes, especially when I'm just like, oh, do you know what, I'm fine. I'm fine the way I am the way I am. What it is.
Sorry, go.
I don't want to out my mum or anyone.
Do you want me to go first?
Someone in my family always says you're going to turn out like someone in my family if I keep eating the way that I do and if I keep treating my body the way I do. But it's a form of, I'm going to get fucking deep. It's a form of my anxiety. I do binge eat.
You find comfort around food.
It's not even that, because I don't even eat that much. I just eat the wrong thing.
Yeah, you're not binge eating nuts and fruit and veg. Yeah.
I would just sit and for dinner I'll
nuts
have...
Nuts are very healthy.
I love nuts. They're good for calves. But yeah, I'll just eat the wrong thing. Just all nut in there. Yeah, so instead of reaching for an apple, I'll reach for a bag of crisps.
Yeah.
Instead of having...
Or like even
loads
like
of vegetable.
Instead of having one bag of crisps, I might have two.
Oh no, that's too much. Just you?
Yeah, no.
We're just going to shame Oliver now.
Like about a couple of years ago, I used to like sneak downstairs and get food all the time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. In the night, if I'm hungry, rather than make myself something to eat, I'll make a bowl of cereal.
Yeah, but I don't do that anymore because I started to realise how I wasn't really noticing like, oh, I'm putting on weight. I was just sort of noticing how shit it was making me feel.
Yeah, I feel shit
it's
all the
junk
time.
food in general though as well, like the sugars and the additives and stuff.
But I always say I need to stop.
Yeah.
And I don't.
But that's the whole point of it. It's like an addiction. It's like smoking cigarettes. You know it's not good for you, but you enjoy it, so you can do it anyway.
Yeah.
But like Oliver, like something I'd comment on in terms of like for you is like when we used to finish work, you used to go and get food and then you'd go and eat dinner. Like, or you'd...
Not the exposure.
Not the exposing.
But you don't do it anymore.
No, I don't.
Not that you know.
But like, I would not actually have dinner. Like, I would just be like, oh, I'm not hungry today. I used to do that a lot when we first started. I think it's because it was like at the end of last year when I was sort of going through my depression phase at work.
Right.
Which still hasn't really ended.
It's not a joke for me.
It's still going on. No, it's good.
No, she's just laughing because she sees me every day at work miserable. Also, I did just get a text from Dan saying to extend my shift on Tuesday.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm going to phone him with food poisoning. What, on Monday or Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Just need some extra supervision cover if possible. Anyway, sorry. So it was like when I was miserable, so I was just like, oh my god, I've had a bad day at work, let me try to get some food. Do you know what I mean? And something I wanted to say about my fam... Oh, what was I going to say about my family earlier? Oh, I can't remember. But anyway, with work, I used to be like, oh my god, the only thing that will make me feel better is eating.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, eating something that I love. Hello.
The thing is, with me, obviously you're speaking about work, I've always worked with food of some sort, so selling it or serving it. My first job was in Iceland, where for my lunch breaks, I wasn't going to go cook frozen food, was I? So I'd get some of the processed, like, chicken off the side.
Yeah.
Because they don't do sandwiches or anything there. And there was a Subway next door, so that was... Hello, excuse me. Subway next door, rather tempting.
Yeah.
Then I worked at a pub where I'd be working until very late at night. I wouldn't have time for dinner. Yeah, wouldn't have time for dinner, so I'd eat something there. Then I worked at TGI Fridays.
In Bluewater.
Where
Bluewater, everywhere you turn, there's somewhere to eat.
Yeah, that's the thing I struggle with at Bluewater is like, I'll bring lunch in because I'm trying to like, not even necessarily watch my weight or watch what I'm eating, because I need to save money.
Yeah.
And then someone will be like you'll be like, oh, let's go Slim Chickens, or Tom will be like, let's go to McDonald's, and I'll be like, okay.
That's the thing. I'm so easily like told what to.
Oh, thanks.
I'm so easily.
Not you
like,
shaming me for having my tit out.
Oh my god! Not on the podcast.
you want to get him.
Yeah. Do
he
you want me
needs
to
a
get
distinction.
demonetized? Anyway, so I'm so easy. Like I'm like, oh, do you know what? Like I'll be working. I'm like, do you know what? I feel like I'm doing a lot of steps.
I've worked
today.
really hard today.
I know. I'd be like, oh, I feel like I'm doing a lot of steps today. I'll go to Boots, get a meal deal, and be skinny.
It's a temptation.
And then I'll find out that I'm on a lunch with Tom, and he'll be like, come on, let's just go to McDonald's, and I'm like,
yeah. Literally,
well, if you're
after
saying.
work, so me and my boyfriend work together. He'd be like, should we go to McDonald's? I'll pay. Should we get a kebab? I'll pay.
Well, someone else is paying.
If someone else is paying,
So
get me
innit?
anything.
Exactly. It's so tempting. Or even at work, I'm
Yeah.
hungry. I'm pickish. I'm
Pickish?
fussy. Pickish.
Yeah, you feel picky.
Peckish.
Peckish is like you're kind of hungry. Picky is like you're just nibbling at things.
Don't make up words.
Anyway, I'm such a fussy eater, so all this nice, posh, expensive food be going out, and I'll be like, give me some chips. So I'll be eating chips, or I'll be eating the little biscuits that we do with cups of tea.
Oh,
That's what I'll... Yeah, Lotus
biscuits.
biscuits. But it's because, obviously, I work late into the night until, like, midnight. I'm not going to have time to go and make myself dinner.
That's the thing as well. It's hard, like shifts and stuff at work. Obviously, we don't work that late.
It's so much easier to go get food or have food at a restaurant.
Something I did before the, obviously before we filmed today, was I made a survey that I sent out to quite a few people. Got 16 responses.
Wow.
Pretty cool. And just some of the questions I asked is like, so I asked like if anyone's ever struggled with like body image and stuff like that, and then I said one of the questions was what went through your mind when you was feeling conscious. So I'm just going to read a couple of them out.
Our reactions.
And we'll get some reactions.
Straight face.
So someone said what could be done to change this. Someone said my belly was bloated, and me tits. It says me tits. We're looking voluptuous. I'm a guy. So I don't think that was very relevant.
I think I know who that is.
Is it you?
No, I didn't want to do my own one. Someone said discomfort in my own body and not thinking anyone would work for my body type.
Oh.
Work for your body type?
Anyone would work, like work in a relationship.
Oh.
No,
so-
I think as in like no one would. I interpret that as no one would feel comfortable in my body.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Someone said sometimes I do feel as though I'm skinny, just skin and bones, and that's the main reason I rarely take off my shirt.
Exactly. That's another.
The only time being in the pool with people that I trust.
Exactly. That is the opposite of our body issues.
But
Someone that is skinny.
They do the same thing that I do. I like to wear a t-shirt in the pool.
Yeah.
But they're still doing it, even though they're skinny. Wow. I never even thought about that. It's been making me cry. I feel bad.
I'm gonna start saying that I'm wearing swimming. That when I'm swimming, I wear t-shirts because I'm skinny.
Yeah. That's
Not
what
because
gonna
I'm fat or get
telling
burnt really
myself.
easy.
Someone said that was fat, ugly, and everyone else is better than me, and everyone's staring and thinking that I look disgusting. Do you guys get that a lot?
I think a lot of things are like, it's not your weight and your image is very much about your self-worth.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel worthy of love, I don't feel worthy of friendship, I don't feel worthy of good things because I'm a fat person. I'm not saying that. Like,
That's supposed to be like, oh,
but like,
funny.
I have experienced that previously. Like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, there's a lot more important things in life than
To be worrying about, like petrol babes.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh my god. I'm a new driver and it's just making me skin. I got paid on
I
Friday.
don't even drive and I hate it.
I got paid
Yeah,
on
you don't
Friday.
try to give me petrol money though,
I
do
have
you?
£30
You
left
cheeky
in my
fucker.
account.
Huh?
I got paid Friday, £700 and I have £30 left in my account. Kill me
I
now.
just called you Connie, I'm sorry.
Oh,
So one of them, this is where it might get a bit deep. So one of the, this is actually the last question I asked. It says, have you had a worse moment with your body or insecurities? So someone said, when I went round my friends with other people to get in the hot tub, a boy said that my belly was really chubby. So first of all, that's disrespectful to say, and second of all, you're doing it in front of that person's friends.
It's the audacity for me.
It's just the nerve and the cheek.
And the gumption.
And the gumption.
But yeah, no,
I'm actually shocked.
This is what I mean, like, firstly, like...
Commenting, yeah.
Yeah, like, don't comment on someone.
Also, that's a woman. You could have slept with her that night.
This is what I mean, these men think they're important and they're not. No offence.
I hate being a man, honestly. Someone said literally not leaving the house and cancelling plans because nothing ever looked right.
Been there.
Yeah, felt that.
Done that.
Almost
I think
me at this today.
I always leave the house eventually, but I remember like
It takes a long time.
if I don't have my comfort clothes,
Yeah.
then I'm not. I do not
Yeah,
want to
mine
leave.
is
Yeah.
especially like going to the club or going for drinks or whatever, and I know that people are gonna, or going to a bar for cocktails.
Yeah.
I know that people are gonna be wearing like dresses and things like that.
Yeah.
And I'll put on a dress that I've seen on like Boohoo or Pretty Little Thing. The model does not look anything like me, and I
Yeah.
still think this dress is gonna look good on me. And everyone will be like, Connie, you look amazing, you look fantastic. But I'm sitting there
Not
at
feeling
home
it.
having a breakdown to the point that I just get in my pajamas and go to bed.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's what I was just saying, like about comfort clothes. Is like if I feel like if I like to plan what I'm gonna wear.
Yeah, the day
Because if I
before.
don't and I just have to wear something, just pull something out my wardrobe, then I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, this is awful.
I think that's part of the reason I don't understand around people's houses. I think that might be part of the reason because everyone sees me in the same clothes all the time. I don't want them to see me in my pajamas where I look different in them because it's what I'm comfy in.
This one's really bad. This one said, yeah, I got told that someone didn't want to be seen with me because I was fat. That is, honestly, the fact that someone can say that and
The fact that someone
That
had
makes
to
me-
tell them as well.
that makes me really sad for the person who said it.
Yeah.
Like, it makes me sad for the person it happened to.
But the
person who said it, like...
you must be going through some kind of thing to be able to say that to a person.
To be so horrible.
I hate people so much. Someone said... Hold on, my dyslexia is kicking in. Someone said, yes, I don't leave the house sometimes because I feel anxious about my body in a certain thing. I actually cut off the picture of this. I'm going to skip to the next one. Someone said, yeah, when I was planning on going clubbing and my top no longer fit.
Yeah.
That's sort of similar to what you were saying.
Yeah. I also think that, like, a lot of things...
Because a lot of it, like, sorry, I've just noticed, like, a lot of girls, I don't know if guys do this as well, but I don't. A lot of girls, women, always buy new clothes if something, like an event's coming up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I know it's a lot of
I
struggle.
don't really because I like to wear the same stuff that I know looks good on me.
Yeah.
I know that, like, I always think, oh, I'm going to buy something.
But
And I would if I didn't, like, if it didn't cost me
Yeah.
money. But I also think that, like, a lot of people don't consider
The battery's
fact
going on that one.
that
sorry.
we have morning skinny. You do have morning skinny.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the day, once you've eaten, you've bloated.
Yeah.
Women get period bloating.
Yeah.
as well. And like you plan these outfits and then something doesn't go to plan, and then it's like it's really upsetting that it just ruins like all of your plans because the outfit that you had in your head or the outfit that you tried on the day before no longer looks the same.
So we are actually running out of battery on the camera, so this is the last one. Someone said I fainted a lot as a child because I used to wear puffy coats and jackets in the summer because I felt like, oh my god, did you hear my voice break? Because I thought I was going to cry then. Because it felt like it was just pain for others, and I used to self-harm a lot.
Great one to end on.
That one's awful.
I'm going to walk out of here
Well, that's a
crying.
used to though. That's a used to.
Yeah, so
Used to.
Let's
hoping that
Well
that's
done. If
past
you're watching
tense.
this,
and you're out of that hole.
I'm
then
congratulating you.
Congratulations. Honestly, I generally think we could have made like a part 2 on this. There's still so much more that we could have spoke about. But like we said, the camera is starting to run out of battery.
And also,
so thank
I need
you.
a drink.
Yeah, I do need a drink as well.
I need to go feed my dog.
So thank you guys so much for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Do you guys have any closing words for the people who are watching?
We probably have about 10 seconds to say them.
You
before
better
the
say it
battery
quick
goes.
then.
Yes, Bestie, you got this.
Make sure you subscribe.
If anyone's mean to you, I'll kill them with Molly's card.
Check out Check out Mindscape newsletter, which
Molly.
this is going to be featuring in it.
Yeah.
So you might be coming from me.
Anyway, yeah, that is
Anyway,
the
if you want to
end.
follow me on Instagram, I don't have anything to plug, but if you want to follow me on Instagram,
Yeah, you can. You'll
feel
be
free.
They will be in the description.
Yeah, well, I'll leave it
Let's
all
do
in
the David
description.
Dobrik. Bye.
No, I've got to do my outro properly.
Okay, sorry.
So, thank you
Feel like being
so much for
scolded.
watching. That is the end of this little mini-series. I am hoping to see you soon when I get around to filming another episode. Follow all social medias for In Denial, and I will see you very, very soon.
Maybe.
Stay delusional, people. Woo! Everyone clap. Yeah!
Oh my god, there's
Who
a
else
ghost.
is here?
There's a ghost.
Ah.